Welcome to the public image webinar on websites. We have an expert in our midst, and we're really glad to hear from her. She's who we go to when we have questions, and she's designing the new Rotary International 3334 website. So that's exciting. Colleen is from Rotary Club of Amelia Island, Sunrise, so she's an early morning person as well. She owns and is the president of CB Advertising, so she's actually knows exactly what she does and works with it every day, and she's an assistant regional public image coordinator. Just by way of some housekeeping, the chat box is disabled tonight. The Q&A box will work, so if you have questions, use it there. And there will be a poll, and you can access it anytime you want. If you look down on your toolbar, it says polls and quizzes. So thank you so much for your time tonight. We know that you can be anywhere, and we're tickled that you chose to be with us tonight. So Colleen, take it away. Caroline or Colleen.
That's okay, as long as I know that you mean me, that's all. So welcome to today's presentation. Let me see if I share the screen here. On the secrets of website success. Whether you're new to the world of websites or already have a familiarity, this webinar aims to shed some light on this complex subject. Let's be clear from the start, this isn't a step-by-step tutorial. Instead, think of it as a roadmap highlighting the essential elements for building thriving online presence. What can you expect to gain from this webinar? Well, we'll dive into the significance of having a website. We'll talk about the difference between websites and social media. We'll uncover key ingredients for a successful Rotary Club website and discuss the ongoing maintenance required to keep it relevant. Furthermore, I'll touch upon club management systems like DACDB and Club Runner as examples for available website development and host platforms without diving too deep into this subject. So buckle up as we embark on this journey. So what is the elephant in the room? It's basically whether your club needs a website. Why does your club need that website? A website is your central hub. It's where members and the community find crucial information about the club, its mission, events, and projects. It's a place to keep a club history, past activities, and upcoming initiatives. Your website connects you with the local community, showcasing service projects, public events, and offers resources for partnership and assistance plus more. A slick website attracts new members by spotlighting the club's values and impact. It also keeps current members engaged with updates on meetings, projects, and opportunities for involvement. Use your online presence as an effective tool for brand strengthening. A polished website features the Rotary brand, the identity and credibility, communicates values, achievements, and impacts to establish trust and recognition within the community. Your site also streamlines fundraising efforts by showcasing donation opportunities, sponsorship packages, and past successes. Highlighting sponsors and partners fosters an ongoing relationship by acknowledging their contribution. Reach beyond your local community to attract interest from potential partners and supporters worldwide. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your network and impact in the global world. So you're asking, why do we need this? We do all this with social media. Let's explore a little bit the difference. Social media is an important tool for engagement, but a website offers a centralized hub for comprehensive information, professionalism, customization, and it shows off your club. It complements your social media efforts by providing a robust online presence tailored to different needs of your visitors. Each platform boasts unique strengths and vulnerabilities. Remember, it's all about knockout content. Now, content is both your social media and your website. They all support each other. So what exactly is the difference? First, it's in the content and branding. On social media, your posts only live a very short time due to the fast-paced new feeds. The content on your website is not going away. You have complete control over the branding. This needs to be updated more often because in social media, the dates go on. In websites, you're kind of stuck if you don't update that. The next thing is the search engine visibility. Social media is not optimized for search engines like Google. People actually need to know your name to find you. With a website, you can track traffic through analytic tools. This gives you an understanding of your audience. But wait, we have more. On social media, you are a guest on someone else's platform. Your website, on the other hand, gives you complete control over design, content, and functionality. You can guide your visitor with effective call to actions. People want to have fun on social media. In fact, it really is one big party room. Think about it. You show up, say hello, look around, comment, have a good time, and you leave. So your social media is designed for social interaction. It's not ideal for in-depth information. Let's look at your website. It's your club's digital headquarters. It's a place for your mission, activities, membership benefits, meeting place and time, bulletins, and showing off the successes of your club. So think of your social media as your bullhorn into the world. It broadcasts your message to a large audience, but it's fast. Whereas your website is your club's dedicated space. It tells your club's story and it showcases your club's, and by the way, also your district's work. So some consideration for a successful website. Visitors should be able to find the information they need quickly and intuitively. Easy navigation, high-quality images, videos, and a well-organized layout create a positive first impression and keep visitors and members engaged. Make sure that your site adapts seamlessly to various screen sizes for traffic originating from mobile devices. Remember, keep it simple. Some tips for a website success is to define goals. What are your goals? What do you want to attract? Do you want to attract new members, promote service projects, or boost fundraising efforts? Maybe you want to keep a historical archive of the achievements of your club. Create a visually appealing website to attract and retain visitors. Don't forget to keep it simple. Remember, your visitor is there for a reason. Just because you have a lot of tools and a lot of things that move and do fancy stuff, don't use it. It may drive some people crazy. Again, ensure your website is mobile friendly and responsive on all devices. Optimize your content with relevant keywords to improve search engine ranking and organic traffic. And when I'm talking about keywords, Rotary Club may be a keyword, or People of Action is a keyword or a key phrase. Ensure that your website is accessible to everyone, including people with disability. Now, that in many cases is a big issue and a lot of people work for it. There are some plugins that make it simple for the disability part of it. Don't forget to promote your website through social media channels and drive traffic and engagement. Use website analytic tools to track user behavior and identify areas for improvement. Find out which page are the people going to. Find out which is the most popular site, how long they stay there, and so on. And you can always fix that when you have that information. Maintain consistency with Rotary's official branding guidelines. for a recognizable brand identity. Now here I have to call out and scream almost at everybody, use the Brand Center. Don't do anything on your own. The Brand Center has just about everything in there that you need for consistent branding. Feature member stories and profiles to showcase the human aspect of your club to inspire others. Now, who the heck is going to do all this? It sounds like an awful lot of work. Well, here are some suggestions. Volunteer a webmaster. Look for a member with some web development or content management experience who might be interested in taking on the role of a webmaster. Offer training or resources to help them get started. Form a website committee with several members responsible for different aspects. I'm talking about content, design, photography, and so forth. This distributes the workload and ensures continuity. Create comprehensive documentation on how to manage the website, including login credentials, content guidelines, and instruction for using the platform. This will be crucial for whoever takes over, plus it assures that your hard work doesn't go to waste. Before you step down, work with your successor to ensure they understand the website's goals, target audience, and content strategy. Your club may consider hiring a professional web design company to create and maintain your website. Many website platforms offer user-friendly content management systems, they're called CMS, that allow authorized members to easily update website content without needing coding knowledge. Having the initial website professionally built and then updated by yourself or your team can be a cost-effective alternative to hiring a professional to maintain your site. Clubs and member management tools, platforms such as DACDB and Club Runner also offer website development and hosting features, primarily geared at the need of Rotary clubs and districts. However, DACDB and Club Runner are not typically considered full-fledged content management systems like WordPress, for example. WordPress is a highly customizable and widely used for building websites, including blogs, portfolios, business sites, and e-commerce stores. It offers a user-friendly interface with a wide range of themes, plugins, and customization options. Let's talk about DACDB first. DACDB stands for District and Club Database and is a comprehensive software system primarily used by Rotary districts and clubs for membership management, event planning, financial tracking, and communication within the organization. It provides tools for districts and club leaders to streamline administrative tasks and enhance collaboration. DACDB offers a WordPress option, but let's touch on understanding the Easy Website Admin option. The Easy Website Admin offers some templates to choose from that establish the foundation for your website, organizing its structure and layout. Think of it as setting up the skeleton of your site, providing the necessary framework to build upon. For example, you can choose colors, set up navigation, set up widgets, etc. Very often we see that they have already navigation set up and you have to become a little selective by removing some of the options so you don't have a navigation that is totally crazy. The second part to DACDB is Serial CMS. It is for page creation. It simplifies the process of creating and updating pages on your website. It offers a straightforward interface where you can easily add text, images, and other content elements without dealing with complex coding. To learn how to set up Easy Website Admin and use Serial CMS effectively, I recommend watching the how-to videos provided by DACDB. These videos will walk you through the process, step by step, making it easy for you to understand and implement. So here are some links that you can go to. The homepage of DACDB is dacdb.org. There is a DACDB University, which is dacdb.org /dacdb-university-training for everyone. And there is also a training calendar. I believe they are giving trainings twice a month. These sessions are recorded, and you can view them under the support tab in the DACDB arena. Club Runner is another software platform tailored for Rotary clubs, offering features such as member directories, event management, website building, email marketing, and volunteer tracking. It helps clubs efficiently organize their activities and communicate with members and the community. It too includes some basic website building tools. To get to these tools, log into your Club Runner account and navigate to the dashboard. Use the built-in website editor within Club Runner to create new pages or update existing ones by adding text, images, and other content elements easily. If you get stuck, consult the how-to guides. Club Runner, like DACDB, has a whole bunch of these. Their homepage, site.clubrunner.ca, Club Runner webinars at site.clubrunner.ca/page/webinar, Club Runner tutorials at the video tutorial page, and support and knowledge base at clubrunnersupport.com. So by now, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about the benefits of a website, how social media works together with your website and vice versa, some website key strategies, getting help taking care of your web content, and where to find access to your web creation tools. Well, that was a lot, and heck, what is next? Now remember, we only touched on these things. The biggest mistake made in web design is the importance of planning and strategizing before diving into the design project. Before you start, consider your goal. What is your website there for? Your branding. Make sure that your brand shows up, that your logo is sized properly, and that everything is consistent. Your homepage. How is your homepage set up? How is the feel of it? Does it reflect your club or district? Properly sized images are super important. So I would go, you can go to Canva and properly size these things. Consider your target audience. Are you talking to Rotaractors? Are you talking to Rotarians? Who are you talking to? Are you talking to an older audience or to a younger audience? And then consider the user experience. Always try to step away from that website or that homepage and say, okay, well, if I am here for the first time, what's my first impression? Remember, first impressions are kind of important in the visiting and websites. Without proper planning, you may end up creating a website that lacks coherence, consistency, and therefore is not effective. Most importantly, keep it simple. Just because you have all these flashing tools or you have all these flashing elements, don't use them. The simpler it is, the better your message. We touched on this on several times already, but I can't repeat it often enough. Don't overlook the mobile responsiveness. Neglecting to design a website with mobile responsiveness in mind can alienate a significant portion of users who access the internet via smartphones and tablets. Websites that are not optimized for mobile devices may display poorly or have usability issues on smaller screens, leading to a negative user experience. So make sure to test your website on your phone, your friend's phone, a tablet, your laptop, and desktop. In fact, I had somebody once, they went to an office supply store and they tried out their website on every computer they could put hands on, which is not a bad idea. You may want to rearrange some content or widgets so the important information appears on top. Going through all these devices will show you what is important, what you want to have on top of the fold. What else is you need to consider? Inconsistent branding and design elements can undermine the credibility and professionalism of a website and therefore your club. Common design errors include using too many fonts or colors, inconsistent spacing and alignments, and mismatched branding elements such as logos and color schemes. Content is essential for engaging visitors and conveying your message effectively. Common content errors include thin or low quality content, excessive use of jargon or technical language, spelling and grammar mistakes, and outdated or irrelevant information. I had somebody ask me once, what is content? Well, basically, content is your message, it's your text. Failing to provide a clear call to actions can result in missed opportunities for conversions and engagements. Common call to action errors include burying these links in obscure locations, using vague or generic language, or overwhelming the visitor with too many call to actions on a single page. What is a call to action? A call to action typically is a link that leads you somewhere. Buttons are very effective on that. Slow loading times are very frustrating and lead to high bounce rates. Common causes for slow loading website include large file sizes, like that PDF file that, sorry about that, the PDF file that has 20 pages and is now 10 megabytes large, that will slow down your website. Also, unoptimized images. You have images like an image that is 2 megabytes does not need to be on the website. A 500 kilobyte is just as effective. Multimedia content, be careful, they are big files. Excessive use of plugins and scripts and poor server performance. Neglecting your search engine optimization can result in poor visibility and low traffic from search engines. Common search engine optimization errors include failing to optimize meta tags, headings, sorry about that, okay, headings and content for relevant keywords, neglecting to create descriptive and unique page titles and meta descriptions, and ignoring technical SEO issues such as broken links or crawl errors. I would suggest to go through your website at least once a year and just check out all those links. Are those links still relevant? Are those links still good? I would also suggest to go through a cleaning of your website once a year, at least once a year, to make sure that last year's event or 2 years ago's event are no longer on the top of the site. So an updated page makes a big difference. In addition, if you update your site on a regular basis, search engines will take note of this and they will go up in your search engine in the Googles or the Yahoos or whatever you're looking at. At this moment, I would like to make you also aware of the Zone 33-34 Public Image Toolbox. In there, you will find a lot of tools that will create or help you with the creation of images, sizing of images, content, and all kind of other good stuff. So with this, before I go on, I would like to take an opportunity and show you a couple websites that might be of interest. Let me jump over to a different screen here. Meanwhile, if we have any questions so far, can we, do we have anybody that has any questions?
Sure.
Okay.
Barbara Howard asks, she said her website is provided by DACDB, and she wonders if there's tracking built into that, or does she have to purchase a module to get tracking?
No, she can actually include Google Analytics. Go to Google Analytics, open a Google Analytic Google Analytic account, and then just plug in the code. I believe that they have that in there in the settings somewhere.
Okay, and Jennifer has one that we might want to answer at the end, but she says, do you recommend having a website with external or public facing capacity as well as internal, something that might be password protected?
I have seen a lot of information that really should not go out there to the public, like the files. You shouldn't have all your files out there. They should be internal. And DACDB actually does give you the option of having a, I think a code or something that you can only give your club access to it. So making it a level 1 or level 2 rather than having everybody seeing everything. So I would probably say, if you do your website, do it for the outside, consider your audience, your public audience, and then you have your members log into DACDB or Club Runner for all the internal things.
Thank you, Colleen. That's all. Caroline, that's all we've got now. I'm determined to call you Colleen.
I know I'm going to have to change my name.
No.
Okay, then let's go on and see if I find any any websites I can have and just sort of see what we got. Do you see the whole screen or do you see just the website?
Yes.
Yes for the whole screen or yes for just the website?
It looks like just the website.
Okay. Oops. Hold on a second. All right. This is a website, for example, I do believe this one is a WordPress website. Here we go. This is a WordPress website. It's got a simple navigation, even though here we have a lot of stuff going on. The login is obviously it's for the club members. And that is considered, that I believe is a WordPress website. It is using branding. That's nice to see. Sometimes it's proper branding. Sometimes that's not the case. Now, be also careful on photographs that you see on photographs that the proper branding is in the photographs as well. I have another website here. This one is from the Rotary Club of Jasper. They put the top 4 on the top. They put the buttons here and they have their main navigation within. And again, there is a lot of information going on and I wonder if you actually need that many tabs. There is a nice use of photos. The photos are all the same. Overall, it's a very pleasant site. We'll have the Rotary Club of Hampton Roads. Again, is a nice little touch, making a navigation behind the pictures and having the navigation up here. And you see, this is a fairly simple navigation. So you don't really have to look so far to find something. We have the club news. And here we get, it's a pretty nice site with consistent branding and everything. Actually, what I'm sort of missing here is the Rotary wheel is here. It's not quite 100% branding. I would suggest to these people, go to the brand center and check out on your proper branding. This will be a DAC. This is a typical DAC-DB layout. It's got your head up here. It's got your navigation. And you see, I have the screen fairly small. If I make this bigger, my navigation moves around. So be considerate with what you call these navigation tabs. They should be short. The middle is the easy story part. Many people may not be aware of it. And it reads, when you're looking at it on a mobile device, this is where it starts first. So you go all the way in the middle, down. So I would limit my stories to about 5 stories. Otherwise, the important things like where you meet, when you meet, it never will show up. And that's sort of missing on this page. I don't know when or where they're meeting. We'll have another DAC-DB website. You see they are all pretty similar, but here you see they are smaller titles, therefore it's not as crazy. There are not many menu items in the downfold, which again makes it kind of simple. And the stories, they're all broken in half. There's always a share more for these stories, and they're limited, they stop. So what happens in this particular site, your mobile device will first see this part, then it'll jump over to this part where it says, come join us on the Friday morning meeting, and then it keeps on going until this is done and continues right here on this site. Yeah, it probably would be a good idea to have the first story as the welcome. Hey, we're looking for people to come on, have breakfast with us, and that sort of thing. This is a Club Runner website, which is very impressive at first. I like that sun. It's pretty consistent. It's trying to be consistent with the branding until I get to here, and I'm like, uh-oh, they did not check out the brand center. But overall, it's simple, it's straightforward. Probably people will find what they're looking for. Another one, it would be here, this one. We have a little bit of a problem in formatting here. It's sort of squished. That is something that you need to make sure that when you take pictures out, go look at the size of the pictures and make sure they're exactly the same size. This is a little crazy in my opinion. It doesn't really say welcome to me. There is a whole bunch of things in here, and I'm not really sure what am I doing on this page. So again, define your goal. Don't just throw anything out. The navigation up here, the same thing. It's a lot of information to be found, and I wonder if they really need, if a club needs to put out all that information. Your logo up here is the same thing. Let's see what else we got. Here we have another. We already saw this one. We already saw that one, and now I have some. You know, I really have to do this because this is a really cool website. Except, oops, that is not good. This is a website where I'm saying like, okay, this is should not do this. Oh, this is not it. But again, this is a nice website. But if you're looking at the brand here, that is not the correct brand. They really need to somehow figure out how to change that. If you have something like that, don't publicize it. Rotary will not like it, and we will not like it as well. So But yeah, that brand really needs to be fixed. So when you're going into your website, check for all these things, because sometimes you're so close to it. Sometimes you have somebody else looking at it. This is a Club Runner website, which kind of looks cool, but no, the brand does not go for this. It's not working. Make sure, again, the branding is very important. Also, this is kind of like, don't do this. You're driving us nuts. So be nice to your zone people, be nice to the Rotary people, to the Rotary in general, and respect the brand, because this is not, it doesn't work. So now, do we have any more questions?
Yes. John Corney asked, is there a recommended standard for information on a homepage, for example?
That all depends on what is your goal. What do you want to reflect? Do you want to invite people? Then you need to make it friendly. Do you want to educate your club members? Do you want to tell the world what your club has been doing on a weekly basis? So you can put stories out there. The key is basically do something on a regular basis, so that it is fresh content on a regular basis. I hope that answers the question.
Yes. And William Langley asks, where can we get statistics on our website traffic? And Hamilton says he can answer that.
Yeah, again, I would have to refer to Hamilton. You want to take that?
Oh, I would just say Google Analytics is the most typical, and what Caroline mentioned earlier is that you can set up, if you have particularly if you already have a Google account, you can add on Google Analytics. It's very simple, and then there's a code that you just transfer to your website, and DACDB, or if you're using Club Runner, or if you're using a separate platform such as Wix or anything like that, or WordPress, will have a place to put that Google code, and then you can check and you can see who's clicking on what page, how long they stay there, how long they stay on your website, things like that. And you can track that by day, by month, by year, and it helps you understand who's actually coming and how long they're staying and what they're really looking at.
Right.
Hey, and there's a second part to that. Is there a charge for Google Analytics?
No.
There is not a charge for Google Analytics.
And that's all the questions we have.
Basically, all you need for the Google Analytics, you need to have you don't even need a Google account, really. You need an email, but just Google Analytics, see what comes up. You have to sign in, and then you have to sign in with your website. And I would say do it on a day when you're not too busy, because it takes a little time with Google. They have a lot of options, and they can drive you a little crazy. So, even my best suggestion is, when you're really getting stuck with a website, walk away, go have a cup of coffee, or go and smell the flowers. And then when you come back, all of a sudden it makes total sense.
That's a good idea for anything. You get stuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah, instead of throwing the computer out of the window, just walk away and come back. It typically works. At least in my case, it does.
Yeah, I would just add to what Caroline was saying earlier, is that, think about who you want your audience to be for your website. If you already do a newsletter for your members, then you don't need to regurgitate that on the website necessarily, right? You want to focus on, if you have an internal way to talk to your members, then treat the website as your front door, as how you want to sell your club and Rotary in your community. So focus on what are the things that you think people in your community would want to see on that website. And so it's not a lot of detailed information on, somebody's birthday or things like that. It's more on people of action and what we're doing in our communities across our districts.
Yeah, and try to keep those pictures updated. Amanda, you had a question. Oh,
it wasn't. I was just going to remind everyone that if you have a public image Gmail account, or a generic email address that you use with your public image team, you might also want to consider setting your analytics up through that account. Because when you create an analytics account and you use it to your personal, then you become forever the personal person that holds access to that analytics account. And so unless you're signing up to be public image in perpetuity for your club, then think through how you're creating some of these accounts and where you're assigning them.
Yeah, and it's not a bad idea to actually have a Gmail account for your club, which will help you for all sort of things. You can, you can have the Gmail account can actually help you with a lot of things. If you're using SquareUp, or if you're using any collection items when you're out there selling something, you can always do that through the generic Gmail account. One thing I would like to add, though, is it is very important that you keep a list with logins, because when the next generation comes, they can't log in, and then it's just sitting there, and after 10 years or so, or 5 years now, Google is just going to kill it and everything's going to go with it. So make sure that Gmail, all kind of logins, make a set that goes from one generation or one leadership to the next leadership and so on, because you may not be always in your PI option, except me, which they don't let me go anywhere else.
Well, the same holds true for your Facebook account and
Right.
your Twitter
That's right.
account, all of those accounts. You should have those somewhere that you can pass on when you are no longer the public image chair.
So I would make a book maybe, and just give that from one president to the next, so on, so it travels and it's constantly updated. And again, it's important to have updates, because I just deal with a club. They came to me, they had a problem with DACDB. It turns out that they have another website that was built on WordPress, and it's updated to, it's outdated now. And so now they have 2 websites and they can't get into one. And so it creates a whole bunch of issues and problems. So make sure you got all these keys.
Okay, we have a couple of questions now, and I think the first one might be a good one for Susan. What's the best way to handle a situation when there's nobody willing to step up and be on the PI committee?
Well, I think that, sharing the load, spreading the workload is really important, but don't attack it, as a club leader, like you're going to go out and accomplish everything. If you don't have a club website and you're not falling behind because of it, maybe that's not your top priority. Maybe it's to get onto Facebook or one other social media channel and spread the workload out amongst multiple people, and try to get members to take ownership of, every PI is everybody's responsibility, whether it's taking pictures at events and sharing them on the club or their personal pages, or helping draft a press release for something that you have coming up. Try to spread the load amongst multiple people in your club if you can't find anyone to share the leadership. I know some clubs and districts who've also shared that role amongst a couple of people. So instead of saying you're the chair, you have to be the sole leader of the PI efforts, maybe have co-chairs, and then it doesn't seem quite as daunting. And again, just try to develop a committee and make it as strong as you can. And like Caroline mentioned, go out and recruit somebody that's has those skills. Go out and, look for newsletter editors and see if they'll join your club, even as an honorary member, perhaps. Look for people that own marketing businesses. There's a ton of those out there. Look for those web designers and graphic designers and invite them to your club, engage them in Rotary, and you might solve your problem right there.
And most importantly, have fun. Go out there, have a couple glasses of wine or beer or something, meet in the brewery and talk about it, and have fun. And the thing is, what happened in my club, for example, I made always a lot of fun. I'm putting out a weekly bulletin, and I'm putting out these pictures, and all of a sudden, everybody wants to have their pictures in the bulletin. So, make it fun, have fun. That's the key element. Don't make somebody do something, but, make fun.
And you don't have to do it the way it's always been done. Like newsletters are very traditional in Rotary, and If I know some clubs that are still printing newsletters and bringing them to the meeting. I have my own opinion about that, but for that club, it works and they need it. And it is a way to engage the members who aren't checking their email regularly or aren't active on social media, but they get engaged by reading the newsletters at the weekly meetings. So, but just because you're doing a newsletter and you can't find a PI chair or someone to continue to do that when that editor decides they don't have time or for whatever reason can't do it anymore, you don't have to continue to have that newsletter. Same with your social media channels. Now's a good time, and we're moving into our boot camp next month on April 23rd, and we're going to talk a little bit about preparing for next year. But now's a good time to do that audit and say, okay, we have X, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have TikTok, we have all these channels, but we're only active on 1 or 2 of them. So take down those accounts you're not active on. And then again, that can seem like a less daunting approach to finding more people to serve on the public image committee. So don't be afraid to change. Put a plan together and execute it throughout the year and tweak things that may or may not be working well.
And if you're planning all this, it makes it much easier. Let's say 1 hour on one day, or after the meeting, you have half an hour, you just do your little social media thing. It's just the routine that is the important thing. If you do it, if you let's say if you do, Billy, you like to work in the garden. If you don't pull those weeds on a regular basis, which takes you 2 minutes, if you have to do the whole garden in one day, it takes you 2 days. It's a lot of work. So do a little bit on a regular basis, and social media as well as websites, everything, it's just about the same thing. It's all about to be organized.
One other thing I will say with regards to finding a public image chair and people to serve on the committee is sometimes when the members don't have the knowledge base to be able to manage a website or social media channels, providing them with the resources that our team offers here at Zones 33-34 can be really helpful. So they might not know about those resources. If you don't know about them, Caroline shared that, if you're new to public image, right there on our homepage at elevaterotary.org, you can find that public image toolkit, and it offers an abundance of resources that will help a new public image chair or members on the committee feel more comfortable and knowledgeable about the roles that they're trying to fulfill. So I encourage you to check that out. And again, please go online and register for our boot camp on April 23rd. You can register there at elevaterotaryzones3334.org. And we're going to cover a lot of those tools. We're also going to talk about the public image citation and some of the changes we've made this year that are going to push forward into the next Rotary year. Citation as our point of topic right now. Please, please, please make sure that you are on track to earn this award. If you haven't completed the February citation task, you need to go online before March 30th or by March 30th and get that task submitted, because February is going to close at the end of this month. The March and April tasks are going to be open through April 30th, and all of the tasks are closed on that date. So April 30th, our citation ends, and then you should be receiving awards around mid-May for any awards that your club has achieved throughout this year. So I know we've had a lot of clubs in Zones 33-34 who have been really diligent at getting those tasks done. So we're excited to see all of the platinum levels and golds that we're going to be awarding. So any questions on the task, just always feel free to reach out to us. Before we hop off here, I do also want to plug that we have the People of Action image and video competition that's now active, and you can find that at elevaterotary.org as well. We want to see your images and your videos showing how your members are people of action, and it's just a little friendly competition. We'll recognize the winner on our social media channels and give a shout out to you, but go online and check that competition out as well. Thanks for dropping that link there in the chat. But that's all I have for this evening. We look forward to seeing you guys on April 23rd for our public image boot camp. Thanks for being here tonight.